Welcome to the Evolution Podcast. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we got a special one. You know, hometown teams type stuff.
Yes, sir. Special, legendary.
Right.
Legendary,
You know who I got with me? I got my co-host,
what it is and what it will be, my brother,
Mr. Jenkins. And then we have how many rings you got? You got 3 of them now, right?
Yeah, 3.
Whew. Whew, loading up the fingers. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Dion Bethea in the building.
Yes, indeed.
It is a pleasure to have you here, my friend.
Thank you for coming.
Nah, man, I appreciate y'all for having me, man. This is a great thing y'all doing, and when I got the call, man, I was like, absolutely, wanted to come show love.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that for sure. So, man, we just gonna hop right into it. I want to know, how did this Ravens organization come about? Because you had some teams. I'm talking about with some firepower, bro. And when I was a younger dude starting up in the AU circuit, and I used to watch them games, bro. I'm like, dude, these are some, some future South Carolina legends that's on these teams. You know what I mean? So can you break down how that came about for you?
Well, first, I've been very blessed to have the type of talent that I had come over to the Ravens and even at Gray. But starting out for me, man, it's good y'all invited me over to Rob House. Right. So I used to follow my cousin Gerald around and Raymond Felton when they played AAU basketball for Tops with Rob and Juan. And I was just sitting there saying, like, man, watching those guys, maybe that's something that I can do, because it was just so much fun. Because Cooney, y'all had him on, you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So him and Gerard and Raymond, that was the tandem. My boy, Darius Wiley, and then they had Stretch, Gerard, I think, Jarrett.
Oh yeah, I know.
Weeks, Jared Weeks.
Yeah. I remember Jared.
So they were like solid. So I used to drive to the tournaments when they used to have Bob Gibbons, and I watched Rob win 16U with Rolando Howell, the late Rolando Howell, and Buddy was on that team. That team was loaded. Brian Latimer was the point guard.
Hey, that team was. That was crazy.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
So watching Rob and them win it, and then after they won it, Juan O'Nallis with the Tops 15U with my cousin Gerard and them, they ended up winning it.
Yeah, shout out Juan.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Those guys, they led the way for me, because I went back home and I was like, man, I'm going to start coaching in the Parks and Recreation just to look at some talent and stuff. So then once I got the talent, shout out to Forest Lake, Morrell, he gave me my opportunity to coach. So I went over there and I saw a couple kids, and I said, you know what? Talked to a couple of my friends, and I said, look, let's go ahead and put something together and let's do an AAU travel team. So we ended up starting out with 2 sets of T-shirts and then a pair of mesh shorts.
Yeah, got to start from somewhere, right?
I know, man. Because Juan and them, they all had the Adidas gear.
Yeah.
So, like, if I needed some, Juan and Rob, they was like, yo, just let them know. But they were doing their thing with Tops. So I was like, yo, let me come up with a concept or something. So, we sat down, we drew some names out of a hat, and it just happened to be Ravens.
Right.
But we called it the Richland Ravens because of the area. So we called it the Richland Ravens. And then, the team was pretty good, but I always felt like before we could go outside of South Carolina and dominate like Tops, you had to sit there and dominate the state first.
That's the first part.
Yeah. I mean, so we did it. We did it with the Richland Ravens. We dominated the area, and then we ended up picking up Rashawn Dickey, and then we ended up getting Zam Frederick. So then that's when the name changed. That's when the name changed. So we was like, yo, we gonna change it to the South Carolina Ravens.
Okay.
And then from that point, it like took off, and then we ended up getting Brandon Wallace and shout out to Darius Lane too, because Hatton is a good friend of mine too. if I didn't bring Hatton in with the younger kids,
Yeah.
you know, it would have been kind of hard for me to have any type of feeder program because Darius and his brother always played with Coach Hatton with Columbia basketball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, so that's how I ended up, ended up starting out, and then, you know, it just took off from there.
Wow. That's crazy, man, because you had some great players come through that organization.
Dogs.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
For sure.
Well, look, I remember as a kid watching, grabbing like I think me and Rob was talking about. Y'all was at a tournament at C.A. Johnson, and I watched y'all play. Y'all had Mike Jones.
Real.
Shout out Mike. Who?
Y'all had Mike, Rashad, somebody else. I don't know if Black was on that team or not. If you remember Rashad that went to C.A. Johnson?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was playing out there too.
It was Devin. It was Devin, Jeremiah Richardson from LR. And then we had Mike Jones, Alan Taylor, who played at Irmo. We had Zach Rich, played at Lexington. And then, Josh Dollard, he reclassed.
Yeah.
But he played with those guys too. But that was a great team, though. Because, you know, those guys, they were really talented. All of them went to school, too. So.
Yeah, so when you first started with the Ravens, what is one of the very first memories that sticks out to you when you first started?
All the shoe companies we dealt with.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people there was like, man, you always been Nike. And I was like, no, we wasn't always Nike. So when we picked up Rashawn and Zam, I just started reaching out, get on the internet, and I look up like different shoe companies because I knew that Nike and Adidas really wasn't sponsoring younger teams because we already had Top Sports here in South Carolina.
Yeah. Right.
So, so the first company I reached out to was Feli.
Wow.
And Feli ended up sending us product and shoes and stuff. So, we rocked that in tournaments.
Yeah.
But, sometimes, like I said, like some stuff happened for a reason, and one of the reasons was like Puma, Vince Carter, his first shoe.
Yeah.
So they was like, yo, we got this young hot team coming through South Carolina. We want to do something with them, but they gave us like they really wasn't into the product real heavy. They gave us a reversible top with a solid color shorts. So we did that for a year, and then Chris Rivers from Adidas, who won and Rob know very well. Chris came and he was like, yo, look, I'm not going to give you a deal. I send you some product. Come rock with us.
Okay.
So, we were all bought in.
Yeah.
But, the folks from Nike, they was like, look, at least give us an opportunity to have a conversation. So when they came, we had Brandon. Our lineup was, rest in peace, Vic Sims.
Yeah.
Because Vic was the point guard.
I wish I got to see him play.
Man, he was tough,
I
man.
didn't get a chance to see him play.
Yeah,
Really.
6'3", 6'4" point guard.
Yeah.
Played at Judge Fork. So we had Vic, Brandon Wallace, Zam, Fred, Buck, Rashawn Dickey. So we were loaded. So Nike came in and they was like, look, we want your boys to come to camp and we want to give you a deal. But I was leaning towards Adidas because Chris and them been there for us.
Yeah.
So, we ended up going out to Kingwood in Houston, and we was out there playing, and Rivers ended up sending us some brand new pro models.
Right.
Red was anybody else got
Well,
the big Adidas uniforms, but Nike gave us like some blue reversibles and some red shoes.
Right.
The red shoes was our color, but the reversibles.
It was
that's not y'all.
Yeah, so I was like, yo, what y'all want to wear? So Buck and them was like, yo, we want to wear the Adidas stuff.
Yeah.
So King with that, and it's always been a Nike event. Like the people from Nike saw us come out and they came up to me and they're like, yo, what's this? And I said, man, they didn't want to wear that stuff because it wasn't our colors.
Right. Yeah.
I said, Adidas laced us and took care of it. And they said, okay, and they walked off. So the whole trip back from Houston, my grandmother kept calling me, and I didn't really have cell phones back then.
Exactly.
So my grandmother was like, yo, this guy named George Raveling keep calling the house, said you need to call him. And I'm like, yo, who was that?
Yeah, right, yeah.
And when I finally got back, when we touched down back in Columbia, I called him. And he started going off on me. Like, dude ain't even know me.
You're right.
And he was like, how dare you come to a Nike event wearing that Adidas stuff?
Yeah.
We wouldn't invite you.
Yeah, they take that personal.
No, I mean, it was crazy. And it sounded like some mob stuff.
Yeah, for real.
That he was doing because, like, in the background, I was like, I swear he was like in a sauna or something. So he going in on me, and I'm looking at the phone. I'm like, yo, who is this?
Right.
So he was like, look, I'm coming to South Carolina like on Monday, and I'm going to meet with you, and I'm going to meet with your kid's family. And I was like, yeah, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
And he said, I know I'm fussing at you right now. He said, but I'm going to love you after. And I was like, yeah, all right, whatever. Hung up.
Yeah, exactly.
So the next day I get a phone call from Rashawn's mom, and Rashawn Dickey is probably our highest kid in the program at the time.
Right.
So she said, look, George is coming to town. You coming up to Florence to meet him. And I was sitting there like, man, what we meet with him for? We going with Adidas.
Yeah, we going with Adidas, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they take care of Juan and Tops and Rob. I said, they going to take care of us too. So she was like, no, you bring your butt up here, you going to meet with him. So I ended up driving up to Florence, but I took one of my partners with me because I was like, yo, I don't know this guy.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we ended up, getting to Florence, and, the guy came out of the hotel.
Yeah.
And this is big dude.
Yeah,
you know, and I was sitting there like, dang. You know. So in Florence, they still got the Outback.
Yeah,
so
right,
we rode to the Outback.
Yeah.
You know, he rode, we rode in the car with him, and we went to the Outback. So he ordered this big thing of ribs.
Yeah.
And he had it in front of us with this big knife.
Yeah. Baby backs.
Yeah, and he had the big knife. All the intimidation.
Right. Oh, yeah, you know it.
So I'm sitting there and I'm looking, I was like, yo.
He really with the mom?
Right.
I'm like, yo, who is this guy?
Yeah.
So he was like, he said, look, man, what's the problem? And I said, y'all gave us these reversible uniforms that's not our color.
Exactly.
And I started going in, and then he said, look, man, he said, you want the long-term relationship or the short-term? And I said, well, what comes with that?
Yeah.
And, he was like, the short-term relationship is when Rashawn is done, I'm cutting ties with y'all. So we done. Y'all won't have a deal no more. He said, now, if you take the long-term deal, as long as I'm alive, I'm going to take care of you. And, like coming from the Godfather, Nike basketball, like that's some real stuff.
Yeah.
But then he also schooled me too, because he wanted me to know, man, I never had nobody say nothing like this.
Yeah.
He said, I don't care what kind of relationship you got with Rashawn and his mom. He said, everybody got a price. So he said, just like you got them now, he said, you can lose them tomorrow. And he said, I'm just letting you know, because if you would have, kept going in the direction you was going, you wasn't going to have them.
Yeah.
So he was like, yo, I'm going to give you the deal. That's an easy fix. We'll take care of it. Make sure the boys come to camp. So every year from that point on, like, I had the Nike deal. And, we used to send like 5 or 6 kids from South Carolina to camp. One year we sent like 7. 7 to the Nike All-American camp when they used to do it in Indianapolis. But, it's been great being over there. It's a lot of transition because you don't see the same familiar faces. Everybody done, grew and stuff. So like me getting out of AAU, I just ended up keeping the relationships and taking it with me to Gray.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that's a good thing, man. So I got a question. If you could give some advice, because me and MJ, we are about to go on this path of coaching, our own little AAU team and stuff like that. And not only for us, but all the younger coaches out there that are just getting started, what kind of advice could you give us and them, starting out with this new generation of AAU? Because it was different when I was playing, and this new generation where, where kids, all of them think they're prima donnas, all of them think they're going to be #1 draft pick, all of them think they're going to Duke, Kentucky, Carolina. So what would be some advice that you can give us?
Well, see, I know both of y'all. I've seen both of y'all grow up, so I know it's in your heart. Because the biggest thing is, like, starting out, especially now, a lot of people got their hands out because they sitting there trying to get what they can get, and then you forget about the kids.
Right.
Because I'm not saying like every AAU team is bad. Just off of when I did it or watching Tops do it.
Mm-hmm.
The thing was, we dealing with kids who didn't have it.
Right.
So long as you don't sit there and make it into a money thing where, you sitting there telling, the parents and stuff, they gotta, come up with X amount of dollars, for y'all to travel. Well, when we did it, me and my friends, we was coming out of our pocket because that, it was coming from the heart. Like, we want to travel and we want to play a good schedule and stuff. So we didn't ask them for money. Like, that's the biggest change I see now because you see programs popping up.
Yeah.
First thing is y'all want money.
Exactly.
But then the team got like 15 kids.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish I could do it now because I would have less numbers.
Right.
Looking at Juan and how Rob and them was traveling, they used to have the Astro van.
The mothership.
Everybody pack up in there and they go on the road. But like to me is, if you got 8 to 9 kids, because y'all still young and y'all can get in and mix it up with the kids.
Right.
You don't have to worry about playing time. Everybody get to play, and those kids get to get better.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is sit there and get you about, anywhere between 2 or 3 kids who are studs.
Right.
But then to show y'all worth and how good of coaches y'all are, y'all can build them other guys up.
Yeah.
But you gotta first dominate here first.
Yeah.
Once y'all dominate here first, because the way it works is, if you beating up on everybody else in Columbia and in South Carolina, you got to remember now it's going to be those teams that you play that got somebody you like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So now you're sitting there saying like, yo, you can't beat us. Come rock with us.
Yeah, join us. Yeah.
So and that's how it works. And that's going to be good for y'all because of what y'all putting into it with those kids and families. And then you got to remember, if you got 8 kids, you got to remember some of the parents going to go.
Yeah.
So now you don't have to sit there and worry about the cost of rooms.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
You don't have to sit there and worry about the cost of rooms and the transportation aspect. Because even if y'all leaving on a Friday and you got some parents working but they coming later, both of y'all driving, y'all still got enough transportation to get 8 kids there.
Yeah, exactly,
and then you're going to have that one parent that works from home or whatever, and then he's going to be able to, he or she will be able to transport. But, I would just say, man, just work hard at it, continue to be about those kids and make sure they have success, man, and y'all will be fine.
Yes.
I know as a player, I couldn't wait to Friday.
Right.
Especially when we was doing AAU, we was still in school.
Yep.
I knew we had a tournament that weekend.
I knew I was leaving.
Wait to Friday. I wear my warm-up suit to school. Right. My bags. I'm going straight to the park.
Right.
Straight to the park so we can go. That's it. I wasn't going home after that.
So let me ask this question, because this is probably the toughest thing we're gonna deal with, the parents. How are we supposed to do that? Because it's some parents out here who feel like their kid is everything. Your team ain't nothing without my son. My son do this and that and all that. Because I done been at some top camps. I remember being at
top can't play dead in the West.
Exactly, bro. I remember being in San Diego, California. I was at the top phenom 150 camp, and I seen this parent. She was going around marketing her son. She was going to every coach, telling that my son could do this, my son could do that. You need to come over here and see him play. And my dad looked at me. He said, dude, I'm not doing that. You play. If you can play, them coaches going to find you, no matter what. I don't need to say nothing. Let your game do the talking. And that's all he had to sell me. You know what I'm saying? Because I see all the parents doing it. And I'm just like, some of y'all kids not even really not like that. But at some point, we got to be real as a coach to the parents to let them know this is your son's ceiling, and if he works hard, he can break through that. So how are we supposed to juggle these parents that think their son is all world?
No, I just think it's just a conversation. You have it up front.
Yeah.
And that's why I was telling y'all, if y'all got like 2 or 3 studs.
Yeah.
And then everybody else that y'all still developing, what they got to understand is You know, Rome wasn't built overnight.
Yeah.
So you got some of them who's going to be really, really good now.
Yeah.
And then when they get older, because we all seen it.
Yeah.
You know, you got some that get older, they still the same size.
Yeah.
And then they still the same player.
Yeah.
While you might have, you know, the other kid that we put a lot of time in, he done grew and he done got so much better.
Yeah.
You know, but the parents just got to understand, like, let us coach them and let us make sure we prepare them and help them get better.
Yeah.
Now, if you have some issues,
Yeah.
that's just a conversation that y'all can have. It don't need to be a conversation for everybody.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like I said, what don't look good is you going back and forth with a parent at an AAU game, or when y'all huddling up and, you know, but that's why I was saying, like, if you got 8 kids and 8 parents that's believing in what y'all doing, just sit back and cheer your kid on and support us.
Yeah.
You know, and the product that y'all promising, you know, like it's gonna be really, really good.
Yeah.
He's gonna have opportunities to play.
Yeah.
He's gonna get minutes, and he's gonna get coached, and he's gonna get coached hard.
Yeah.
You know, so you know that's my advice to it, man. I just have a conversation with them earlier.
Yeah.
You know, just making sure y'all explain y'all expectations of them, what y'all expecting from them.
Yeah.
You know, and definitely make sure y'all get their support and they understanding. And if it's something with playing time with 8 players and y'all blowing people out and the kid's still not playing, okay, now he must really, really be playing.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Now we might need to change sports.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, he just don't get it.
Yeah, right? He just don't get it. We trying to help him, but it's not clicking for him, right?
Oh yeah.
So before we move on to your time at Gray, can you, because Rod, he swear for his life he can't come up with a 5. Can you come up with an all-time Ravens 5?
Ooh. Yeah, I can do that. I mean, like, I got the one on my wall, and Lucas Hargrove give me a hard time. He be killing me.
Right.
You know, he kills me about it, because on my wall I got Devin Downey, Sam Frederick, Brandon Wallace, Rashawn Dickey, and then I think, was that 5?
Said Devin,
Sam,
Brandon Wallace, Sean.
Oh, Mike Jones.
Woo.
Yeah, so that was the 5 I had on my wall. So then everybody asked me about Bryce Johnson.
Yeah.
Now Bryce is real talented, but then it's like, who do you take off?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know, because
you really can't take nobody off of that.
Yeah.
Like, I understand why Luke upset, because, you know, Luke and Mike had these times at LR and Northeast.
I remember them games, man.
Ooh, that's a 5.
And then, you know, like, and Murphy was good. Holloway. Murphy was good. I mean, Lucas was good too. Like, Jeremiah was good. Like, it was like a lot of people that came through the program. They were good enough. Yeah. But those 5 that we mentioned, man, it's like, how can you break that up?
Yeah, exactly.
Can't take nobody out of that.
That's tough. That's tough. You're going to have a top-tier resume to take one of them dudes off.
That's all D1 and pro players.
Yeah.
Ain't really too much you going to do with that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Oh, and see, I was basing it off when the guy from the state paper asked me that, I was basing it off of the high school stuff.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of people don't realize, like Brandon Wallace was a shooting guard in high school at 6'9".
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't realize that. So, you know, you really don't even have him like at the 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Because you still got Mike Jones and then Rashawn Dickey.
Yeah.
And then, you know, with the 2 guards, man.
Speedy.
You know what he about, and he still be doing. He still do the same thing now.
Yeah, Devin Cole, man.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like people ask me about Buck. The thing that I love so much about Buck is he's such a competitor.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And he don't back down from nobody. When we, you know, I don't know if Rob remember this, but Devin was in between the playing with Tops and the Ravens. Like, Devin was like running with them some.
Yeah.
And then his high school coach and his dad was like, well, let's go over there because you might can play with Dion. So he was like, he said, all right, man, we'll go over there and we'll check him out.
Yeah.
So the whole time,
because I remember Devin was, my dad was helping Rob coach at that time.
Yeah, he was over there.
Yeah. Devin was playing with my daddy and them at that time, because he went to the tournament with us in Maryland.
Yeah.
Him and Mike Jones. And that's when Mike had, Devin was killing and Mike had banged on Andrew Bynum out there. Yeah, because I think the whole game Bynum was trying to post him up, spinning, boom, spinning, boom.
Trying to give him that work.
My daddy was like taking on the outside. He got slow feet.
Yeah.
As soon as he did it, Mike came for it. I remember it was like, I'm sitting right up under the goal.
Yeah.
Mike comes from the wing, across the middle, and catches him. Boom! Rest of the game, he killed him.
That's all he needed right there.
Killed him. The rest of the game, I said, gee whiz. Right. So, yeah.
Nah, he was, Mike was really good. And see, like with Devin playing with Tops, like when he came over and we was practicing at USC at the time, you know, Buck was like, oh yeah, I heard he pretty nice, but he ain't me.
Yeah.
So we couldn't even practice because them two on the other court, they playing one-on-one.
Yeah. Right.
You know, the whole practice. I'm like, yo, and you know, they just going at each other. And it was crazy. And that's what I was saying. Buck is the ultimate competitor. He backs down from nobody.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of guys that played in the league, I seen Buck like destroy Daniel Gibson.
Yeah.
Peach Jam. I mean, Buck was giving them work.
He was at Georgia Tech before he went to USC.
Yeah. Him and Rashawn went together.
Okay.
You know, they both went together. But no, I mean, but you know that five, that's like my ultimate five, man. It's hard to crack that.
I tell you one more story. When we used to this one I really like, you know, was old enough to start playing with those guys. And over the summer they would go play at USC in the practice gym and stuff like that. And that's the first time I ever heard shooting from the chicken.
Right.
And when I heard it, it was Sam who said it. But Devin had shot from the chicken doing while we was playing. Yeah. So Devin had shot from the logo with the Gamecock.
Yeah.
And Zam was like, nah, you know where you got that from. I started shooting from the chicken. What? Nobody's shooting from the chicken till I got there. And then they continuously during the games to start shooting from the logo. And I'm like, oh wow, this is different. This is a little different out here. Look, I'm in high school. I hold my own, but I ain't on that level yet. You know, these dudes college, senior in college, you know,
they polished.
Yeah, they good.
You ever seen him dunk?
Who's that?
No, Devin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he, you know, when we was on the road with the AAU stuff, he used to play the VCR.
Right.
And,
he had the
I seen him catch it off too.
Not the VCR.
Yeah, I mean, he brought the VCR. Like, he was like, yo, D, come in here, I want you to see this. And you know, like when he was playing at Chester.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't believe, like, this dude, he traveling with us. And we got Peach Jam. We go Peach Jam, Orlando. He got the VCR, and he's sitting in the room showing everybody his dunk in the game.
Like, dude. Bro, for people that's listening, a VCR, if you know what that is, bro, that is a super throwback. Cause that is ancient, right? Compared to nowadays, bro.
I don't even know if they still got them.
Right? I don't even know if they still sell them, bro. You really got to look for a VCR, bro.
And my grandma got one.
Right? She don't use it.
I think hers connected to the TV.
Right?
That's real old.
That's real old, bro. Ain't upgraded yet, bro. Ain't upgraded yet. So let me ask you, before you went to Gray, during your time with the Ravens, when did you know it was time for you to hang it up?
My last year with Bryce and Travis Hammond.
Yeah.
So, you know, we still had a great team. But
Travis supposed to be on earlier today.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nah, man, I love Travis. Because, I mean, of course, he's from Newcastle where I grew up. But, you know, those two guys, they, you know, I wanted to make sure that they had an opportunity to play in the EYBL because that was our last year that we wasn't in it. Yeah. We still had the deal, but we wasn't in the EYBL. So CP3 hit me up. And
shout out Chris Paul.
Oh yeah, him and his brother CJ and them, man, they reached out to me and they was like, D, can we get Bryce and Travis to come run? Mm-hmm. So, you know, I could have sat there and been selfish. Yeah. You know, but once again, I'm about the kids. Yeah. And I knew with Rodney Purvis being like number 4 or 5 in the country.
Rodney was like that in high school. Boy,
Bryce was right outside of the top 30.
Mm-hmm.
But see, if Bryce played with him, it'll move him up. Because I was trying to get him into the McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
So I sent Bryce and Travis, but I wasn't letting them go by themselves. I went with them everywhere. So, you know, we still had the Ravens program. It was just EYBL and Peace Jam. They played with CP3.
Right.
So, you know, that year, I just kind of felt like, man, I really wanted to see Bryce and Travis play, you know, rather than me doing another year of AAU basketball. And, you know, I was burned out, you know.
Because you had been, almost 15 years in the game,
man. I mean, it was like a long time. And, you know, like I wanted to start doing some stuff for myself, too. But, you know, then I had my first kid. You know, I had my first kid. So, you know, I had to make sure that I spent a lot of time, you know, here in Columbia handling my business with that, you know, because that was important to me too. But what's crazy was another way, you know, I kind of felt like it was time for me to go too was my daughter got sick, and then I was coaching 7th Woods 12 and under AAU team. And we had nationals in Virginia, but I was in Columbia, so me and Major did it together. And I told Major, I said, look, you take them up there, you and the parents, I'll be up later. I just got to make sure my daughter's fine. And every night I got on the road, I got the phone, and I turned back around, you know, to go back to Columbia. And then, you know, because I didn't want to leave like that, you know, because if something happened, then it's like on me. So just I did that like 2 times. And then one night, Major called me, and you know, our 12 and 9 team was good. It was 7 of them, and we ended up losing to the number 1 team. And Major was pissed, you know. So he was like, "Yo, D," he said, "You know, the parents saying that if you was here, we would have won the game because you know we lost by 1." So I called my boy Jared, and I didn't even tell anybody I was going. So I said, "Yo, Jared," I said, "I need you to ride with me, but I want you to drive while I sleep. And let's go to Hampton, Virginia." And he was like, "All right, cool." So he jumped in the car, and we got there that morning. And when the kids and everybody saw me, they all came running. "Yo, coach, what's up?" You know what I'm saying? So now is, okay, we don't. So we ended up getting the number 2 seed. And we ended up beating everybody. We played against Team Felton. They had younger Jalik on there, and they had Harry Giles.
Harry was nice.
Harry was good. So
Harry ended up going to Duke, man.
So and you gotta remember now, at 12 now, he like 6'5", 6'6". So you know, we ended up beating them, and then we ended up playing against Bam. And those guys, we ended up playing against them in the championship game, national championship game. And it was crazy because they was beating us. Like, you know, we sitting there like, man, these kids ain't 12 first of all.
Come on now, we done ran plenty of them teams, bro.
Where your birth certificate?
So, you know, and the way that me and Major did it was like, you know, it really didn't matter who was the head coach because both of us was the coach. One of us would be at the front of the bench and the other one at the back. So, you know, we sitting there, we doing that, and we go on a run. And I'm telling you, man, like winning that national championship at 12, I mean, it was a great feeling just because of everything that we had to deal with, especially with that group. I mean, it was a great group. So then I jumped on the road to come back, and I had to take Bryce and them to nationals in Orlando.
Sheesh.
So we get down to Orlando.
Moving, brother, you moving.
Yeah, you know, I got E. Washington. I got E. Washington, Bryce Johnson, DeMarcus Harrison. So for us to get out of pool play, we had to beat this South Florida team. And man, it was like 3 unbelievable plays that helped us, like cut the lead, tie the game up. Eric get the basketball at half court and throw it up, and it go in, and we win. And we advance. Like, yo, we in. So
he hit a lot of them shots.
He hit a lot.
I mean, Eric is a really smart player, but he's good. He's really good. So Eric hit the shot. So we had to go through Boo Williams with James McAdoo.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And we beat them.
I seen him at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I mean, but that team was loaded though.
They had him listed as a point guard.
They had the left-hand kid on there too. That was real good. He played in the league too. He went to Montrose Christian.
Oh, Justin Anderson.
Justin Anderson was on that team too. So
shout out Justin.
Yeah, so we ended up beating them. Played CP3, and they had the kid PJ Harrison. And they had the other kid that's in the NBA to shoot the threes. He played at North Bullock.
Oh yeah, Reggie Bullock.
Yeah, so they were loaded too. So we ended up beating them.
Ooh.
And then we got to the national championship game, and we lost by 2 to All Ohio.
Wow.
So I would have had 2.
Yeah, you would have. Yeah.
In the same 2-week period, man. It was crazy.
That'd have been legendary for real.
But like me winning the 12, and then driving to Orlando right after that, and then losing in the national championship game. That's still impressive.
Yeah, it still is.
You know what I'm saying? So, but that's when I knew I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it, man. I took it to the crib.
Right. So after that happens, I'm guessing you got a phone call. Ring, ring. Gray's on the phone. Did you at first say no because you wanted to, still take a break, or did you see it as a new challenge?
Well, when Travis couldn't get in school, a friend of mine, he was coaching with Gray Military Academy, the post-grad program, and they was talking about doing basketball. So he was like, yo, reach out to this guy, Todd. And when I called him, he was like, he said, man, I pretty much got my mind made up, man. I think I'm going to give the job to Anton Brown. And everybody know Anton played at AC floor, jump shooter. And I said, okay. I said, well, let me see my resume. So I sent him the resume, but because of all the people I know and the great relationships I have, this was during the time where North Carolina was playing on the ship. Against Michigan State. So before that, before that game, I had Roy call. Roy called Todd, and then I had Bill Self call. I had Bobby Crimmins call. Dave Dickerson. Like I had a bunch of people. Like Steve Smith was a big push in that too. He was at Clemson. So I had a bunch of people call him. And he called me back, and he was like, "Yo,
that's a hell of a resume."
What? He said, all these people calling you on your behalf. He was like, "Yo, this is obviously the move for you, you know, to come and lead our post-grad program." So I ended up taking it to Travis, EJ, Ed.
Boy, that team was loaded.
Who was on that team?
That post-grad. And like we went everywhere and we played, and we was even ranked in the top 10 post-grads in the country. We was like number 8, and that's when it started. And I did that for 2 years. But what's crazy is Northeast was open because Coach Powell ended up going Westwood.
He had an AD job over there.
And people know me. They know it's a couple things I love. I love Northeast, and I love Allen University. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 2 spots.
And Newcastle, of course. But it was like
I stayed in TA, so I can say that. But you got me with the Northeast. I'm a Ridgeview Blazer. So
it's unfortunate.
Oh man,
I tease about it all the time.
Hey, look, man, we handled ours that way, okay? We handled ours. I know that class of 11.
Right.
We did our thing. We ended up losing the Irmo State, but that's neither here nor there.
But see, that team was good, though. That team you had, that team was really, really good. Y'all been playing together for a long time. A lot of people don't know that, though.
Yeah, all us really came up, like, since sophomores.
Yeah, exactly.
On varsity, so, like.
And that's one thing that I feel like this generation is missing. Because when we was in high school, like, we played basketball with each other all the time. Call each other up on Saturdays. Hey, bro, we meeting up at Meadow Lake. Hey, bro, we meeting up at here. You know what I'm saying? And we hooping for hours in the gym.
That's how I got cool with so many different players at different schools.
Exactly.
Like Trav, I was cool with Trav. Ryan, me and Ryan played with the Slammers together. I was cool with them over there. D. Brooks, I was cool with D. Brooks over there because D. Brooks used to play at Meadow Lake, and then we played at North Springs together. So it was like, it was just like one big circle.
That's for sure, man. And now it's just like everybody want to hire a trainer do their own thing. You know, I want to stay behind the scenes and then come out. But it's like, bro, sometimes you can do all the training in the world, bro. At some point, you gonna have to put them tools to use.
Yeah,
still ain't gonna work.
Sometimes still ain't gonna work.
But see, that's what I said too. Like for us, when we all was coming up, like of course I'm older, but when we all came up, we didn't have trainers. The way we got better, we went against each other.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. You know, we went over to MJ house because he had the goal in the yard.
Yeah, exactly.
We wanted to hoop. And I want to prove it. We stand out there until the light come on and Mom Dukes and somebody, you got to come in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's real.
Street lights.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
But that's how. Like when y'all was coming through, y'all got better that way.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it wasn't like no training stuff. It was like you getting the basketball, you shooting it off the wall.
Right, exactly.
You know, or you sitting outside of your front porch and you dribbling the basketball.
Exactly.
But times done changed, man. It changed. But getting back to it, it was like Northeast was open, so I applied for it because I was already working in District 2, and that was my dream job. I wanted that.
Yeah, Northeast,
So everybody was like, yo, she gonna give it to you, you in there.
Yeah.
And I killed it, and I crushed the interview, and all those people I told you I had called about the Gray situation, you know, they really vouched for me, and they all sent recommendations, emails and letters, and called it. So I was like, yo, I'm in. So after I interviewed them, so I wasn't feeling well. So like 2 days I'm sitting at home. So people was like, yo, she gonna hit you up. It's yours.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, and the next thing you know, I got that letter in the mail, man. And it was like, they went in a different direction.
They sent the letter?
Yeah, because like with the with the interviews and stuff, they sent letters.
Okay.
Telling you. So I mean, so the phone call thing that wouldn't have mattered anyway. But I was hurt.
Yeah.
Because I was already sick, but now I was hurt.
Yeah.
So I
wanted that one.
Yeah, I really wanted that. So I said, all right, cool. It just meant what it meant for me, and that's why I grinded the way I did for Gray, because the same founder with Gray Military Academy, he wanted to start a charter school. So he was like, yo, we're going to start Gray Collegiate Academy. Do you want to be the boys coach? And I said, yeah, because I don't want to charge kids to go to school.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
So Todd was like, he said, all right, the job yours. So I said, yo, I'm going to show them.
Yeah.
I'm going to show them.
You
know what I'm saying? I'm going to show them that they made a mistake. And, shout out to Aaron Lucas, because that's my man, too, man. I watched Aaron grow up because me and his brother went to school together. But, Aaron had that program. But I was sitting there, and I was just saying, like, okay, so I'm not good enough?
Yeah.
I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. Yeah. And I just use that as motivation, man, to, build what we have over that grade. But that's how... it all started. Yeah.
3 rings later.
A whole man went from one legacy to another.
Yeah. Can you talk about that grind though? Winning 3 championships, because most schools
you went back to back.
You
went back to back 1 year, or was it? You won all 3 back.
I had to keep up with your coach Stoneman, man.
Stoneman, look, Stoneman was on some other stuff. Like when I first met him, and he because Coach Rose, the AD now. Yeah. Shout out Brian Rosefield. Great guy.
Yeah.
He had invited some of the old players to come in and meet the new coach, because Combs had just left. Yeah. So when we got there, we all come in and meet him. We talking to him and stuff, and right off the bat, I could see the way he was running stuff. He was talking to us, but he was in the midst of creating some madness over there. And I was like, okay,
you see,
he's about to get jumping, and then boom.
And see, me and him had a relationship prior to him going to Ridgeview, because when he was at Oak Hill. Yeah. So when I used to go to the Nike All-American camp, he always came with Steve Smith. Yeah. So that's how I knew him, and then our relationship just continued to grow. But I just wanted to make sure that I proved my worth and went into a running, because the first 2 years with Tyler Bavard and Xavier Miller and those guys, we couldn't play for nothing. So we had to build the program how we wanted. But then when Jawan and Khalil and those guys came in as 9th graders, and they came in the second year, we couldn't play for nothing. Yeah. So we was just trying to make our brand, because then that 3rd year, Jalik Felton. a ride to Columbia.
I remember that one.
So we got all them underclassmen with Jalik. So I was like, yo.
Shout out North Carolina.
Oh, yeah. I was like, yo, this is an opportunity for us to sit here and really make a run.
Yep.
And, you know, we had to go against Keenan. And, you know, Zach, man, he's an unbelievable coach, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to him. And we beat
legend.
Yeah. You know, we beat him in the regular season twice. And then he got us in the upper state finals. You know, and I never make excuses. But I'm going to tell y'all, so
keep it real,
a lot of people don't know this. But y'all know this. When you play in sports, if we all supposed to have the same shirt on, and we're going to warm up, you know, like everybody supposed to have the same shirt on. But if I showed up and I had a different shirt on, now I done threw everything else.
Everything off. Like you the only one looking hard.
Standing out.
So everybody know Big Mike. Big Mike didn't start for us his junior year. Big Mike came off the bench. We had a dude named Keyshawn, who was an undersized center. Keyshawn might have been like 6'4". So Keyshawn started for us, but in the playoffs, like before we got to the upper state finals, he got sick. And we didn't know what it was. His mom was like, we took him to the doctor. They said he'll be fine. So we getting on the bus to go up and play Keenan up in Greenville. So the coaches and the kids was like, yo, where Keyshawn at? I was like,
what you mean?
I'm like, call his mom, and she said, Coach, she said, I hate to tell you, he got the flu, he can't go. So, you know, it wasn't his points or nothing. Keyshawn rebounds, he take charges and brings a lot of energy. So we didn't have that, and Keenan played a better game, and we lost. But I went to Atlanta to see my aunt. Me and my wife, we got away championship weekend. Didn't want to be here. And,
I feel you.
So I had my phone off because I didn't want to hear about them. So we waiting at the Cheesecake Factory, and I cut my phone on, and phone just kept buzzing, and they was like, yo, they got to the championship game and they lost. So y'all was a championship game. I said,
wow,
So, you know, I was like, yo, back in the lab when I get back, yo, let's work. So we had to work that much harder, you know, to get back to that situation, because Jalik graduated, but we had Tommy, Khalil, and John, all them back. So I was like, yo, it's ours for the taking. We got to sit there and handle our business. We had to play them 4 times that year that we won the first one.
Wow.
Sheesh.
Yeah, 4 times we played them at Chick-fil-A, 2 times in region, and then we had to play them in the upper state. So we had to beat them 4 times for us to get an opportunity to get to the state championship.
Y'all earned that one.
Well, look, and if you ever played like sports, any sports, and you make it to that big stage where you know, you get ready to go to the championship, or you in the championship, and you lose, I promise you that next week was depressing. Next couple of days was depressing.
It hurt.
Like my daddy hurt me even worse because, you know, he went to Keenan. So we played that Friday, and we lost to Irmo. So that next day, Keenan was playing for the state championship, and he made me go with him. I don't want to go watch no basketball right now. We just lost last night.
I know you was sour, boy.
Man, I'm sour. I'm sitting in the stand. Everybody chilling. I'm they mad.
Pout face.
They mad. I got my feet up, man. That look. I understand. I understand.
And you know, like the crazy thing about it is about this year, because you know we lost in the upper state finals. But our road was. It's always tough, so we was always number 1. We had to go through number 2, which was a real good York prep team, Larry Davis coach, and we beat them by 2. We missed 11 free throws. So then we get to Christchurch in the upper state finals, and they the number 3 team. And you know, not to mention they got 7-1 John Butler going to Florida State, and then they got his brother about 6'10". But we still long, athletic, and we still good. You know, but we missed 13 free throws, lose by 6. But the thing was, I was in a good place, and like I told the kids, it's 2 things that's gonna happen. Either we gonna be on the side where we celebrating, or we're gonna be in there and y'all in there crying. And stuff. I'm not gonna be crying, you know, but. A guy did an interview, and he asked me if I was going to the state championship game. And I said, I always made a thing to myself when I got into the high school side of it. Only time you was going to see me at Colonial Life is when we playing for it.
Yeah.
I said, because I don't want to see nobody else holding up the trophy.
No.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's their time.
Yeah.
You know, we'll be back next year.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what we focusing on now. We've been, you know, lucky enough. Well, not lucky. We worked hard.
Yeah.
You know, myself and my unbelievable staff to get 3 state championships. So we looking forward to getting back on top next year.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear, man.
I'm gonna be right there watching.
Right, yeah, I can't wait to see it, man. I can't wait to see it. So, how is the recruitment process going for you guys? Is there any HBCU schools that's reaching out to your guys?
Yeah, Chase McDuffie, he's 6'5" shooting guard. Chase is senior. He committed to North Carolina A&T.
Okay.
You know,
So congratulations, man.
Yeah, my boy Will Jones, he's the head coach there. He's from South Carolina. He went to South Carolina State, and he's from Charleston. So, you know, Chase going there was, you know, definitely big. Our player of the year last year, Latavian Lawrence, he went to South Carolina State. So he could have went bigger, but his family is real close.
Close-knit type.
Yeah, so they wanted him close, and he chose South Carolina State. Khalil Robinson, my first cousin, you know, his son, Khalil is at Howard. Yeah. You know, so I'm a big supporter of all HBCUs. You know, the thing about it is it got to make sense, and it got to be a good fit. Yeah. You know, for the kid and his family. So I definitely support them. You know, support all of them.
Are you helping them look into HBCU schools? Because we, you know, me, him, and Rob and some other friends that come through here, we always talk about how every kid feels like they have to go to these Power 5 schools in order for them to make it pro. And the proof is in the pudding that you don't have to necessarily go to the Power 5 schools. You can still go to the HBCU school, and, you know what I'm saying, and still make it. It's just about if you can play. And then the other thing was the exposure, right? So I want to ask you, now that you see these guys committing more to HBCUs, is this a start of a trend, or you think it's just going to be sprinkles here and there and majority still want to go to the Power 5 schools?
With that transfer portal, man,
it's deep.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a sprinkle, and the reason I say that is because you're gonna have some top kids, you know, commit to those schools. Right. And if it don't work, you know, they either gonna go G League or they're gonna say, hey, look, let me go to the transfer portal and go where I was supposed to go. You know, so now you're giving them even more options because now you don't have to sit. You know, I can go over here and try it, you know, and get a lot of, you know, publicity for it. You know, and you know, hopefully it works. You know, but if it don't work, I mean, like I said, they got a lot of different options now. You know, that they can sit there and, you know, choose from.
So, because we talk about the recruiting process of the Power 5 versus the HBCUs, because, you know, HBCUs, how they recruited us, you know, by networking, the connections you're going to have, the family environment, versus over here on the Power 5 schools, they showing you the resources that we got. These nice 5-star facilities, personal chefs and all that stuff. And it's like, for a player, sometimes it's hard for them to choose between the two, because you want to have that family environment with the connections, but you also, this is the bigger thing, want to play on TV. You know, with these Power 5 schools, because you know for a fact that's how they're recruiting you. We got this many TV games on ESPN. We make it to the tournament. You know, you're going to get all this, you know, exposure. And we was arguing with Kootenai. I said that it's going to take probably the top tier, you know, 5-star recruits, like maybe like 1 through 5 for the, you know, for it to change the knob. It can't be the ones that's from 50 to 100, because I feel like they really not going to have that much of an impact that's going to turn the knob. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's going to be the top 10 the guys that has to commit to these HBCUs in order for everybody else to start looking like, if I can do that, because they should know that all that money that you bring into Kentucky and Duke and all them, you can do the same thing for this little small community. And I love how Deion Sanders is at Jackson State with it, because now we seeing a little bit of former players becoming coaches, and I think that's a great trend in the recruitment process.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because that's big for a recruiter.
Especially a player like that.
Yeah, especially like player like who don't want to play for Deion. Especially if you a DB.
We want to play for Prime.
Yeah, and then we just seen Eddie George. Yeah, at Tennessee State now. You a running back. You like, hey, bro.
I know you.
That's Eddie, bro.
Play with you on the video.
Right, exactly. So you know what I'm saying. So, do you think that's also a trend for player coaches, not only in football, but you see it in basketball too? Juwan Howard just won Coach of the Year.
Yeah, I see it. Hubert Davis.
Yeah,
Bobby Hurley over Arizona State.
Yeah, it's definitely a trend that's going to continue, man. You got a lot of guys, who just need the opportunity. Right. I think if it's the right opportunity and the right fit, I think we're going to see a lot of guys who done played at these universities get some chances, to be head coaches and have some success with it. But no, that's a good point, man, because Amani Bates, if he chose to go to one of those schools,
what?
ESPN followed him around the high school. They followed him around the high school.
Like, what if Mikey decided, I want to go to a HBCU? Like, Mikey got a whole channel.
Yeah, for real, bro.
Like, they give him a whole show.
Social media is crazy.
Yeah, like, he decided he want to go to HBCU. All his fans is coming right over there.
You already know, bro. And they going to want to see it's going to be jam-packed.
Yeah, but I mean,
these top players.
If it's a top 10 kid, I mean, absolutely.
Yeah,
they're gonna want to, and depending on who it is.
Yeah, that too.
Because every kid is not marketable.
Yeah, that's the bigger thing too. You're right about that.
It gotta be the right kid, and it gotta be the right situation. So but that coach thing, though, man, that's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a lot of guys doing that.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. It needs to continue. I don't want to see the sprinkles. Yeah. I need to see a whole line of.
I like the fact that former players that you watch coming up now, they actually getting serious and they getting into coaching like and they doing well.
Yeah,
it's not like how some coaches in the NBA. Yeah. They former players and they come in and try to coach. Yeah, don't really turn out so well. But this bunch here is actually, it's coming along like Jerry Stackhouse. He's doing pretty good at Vanderbilt.
Penny Hardaway at Memphis.
Penny at Memphis. Like they're doing good. Yeah. So that's something I like to see. That's something I would like to see keep going on. His players just coming back and giving back.
Right.
Just giving the knowledge back of the game.
That's big time, man.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move forward a little bit. I want to ask you your all-time starting five in the NBA. All time. Because we had Kootenai, he had Magic, Larry Bird, Jordan, Tim Duncan, and Olajuwon.
He was so disrespectful, LeBron, man. That's Big Bro. I was so hurt by Big Bro. I said, come on, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, I grew up a Magic Johnson fan, so I got Magic.
Okay, solid.
Yeah, I got Magic. I got Shaq.
Big Diesel.
Yeah, I got Shaq, man. Even though you can't make free throws.
Right.
Didn't matter. He's 30 and 15.
So I got Shaq.
Yep, Magic.
I got Mike, of course.
Okay, 3.
You gotta have LeBron in there.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Somebody.
Like the other thing is, man, when you're talking about building a team, you gotta have somebody with a great skill set.
Yeah.
And Tim Duncan, man, he done a lot to change the game too. People don't talk about him enough.
Yeah.
Mr. Fundamental.
Yeah. But he got rings.
He got
5. 5.
Nah, he got 5. But
5.
But he was
with the same team.
And I love Kevin Garnett.
Yeah.
But he gave Kevin Garnett fits.
Ticket. And I heard I was watching the All the Smoke podcast. Shout out Matt Barnes. Can't wait to get you on here.
Yeah.
Messing around one day, I was sitting there watching him on All the Smoke. He was talking about they was asking about people who talk trash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they was like, believe it or not, Tim Duncan talks trash, but he talks in words. He don't complete sentences. So he was like, he might say he hit Tim, say Tim be like, ooh, got you, or almost, or nice try, young fella. Like,
you're right. Yeah, something to tick you off, like, man,
like, come on, man. But you can't get to him. You can talk all the noise you want. You ain't gonna get him riled up. You know, he's gonna constantly do exactly what he been doing, killing you.
Yep.
So when I heard that, I said, "Oh, Tim, Tim like that. Tim slick with it. He's slick cold with it." So, but then you look at it like he probably by far the best power forward to play the game. Like, you know, shout out to Karl Malone and Chuck, but hey, man, Tim was different.
And you know, and I like Larry Bird too, but I mean, you know, come on, man. You can't put Larry over LeBron.
That's like, come on, bro. He just had hella favoritism because, you know, he grew up, you know what I'm saying, Laker fan. He don't like Rod too. They can't stand the fact that Bron is on.
Kobe, it ain't right. Okay? They don't care about nobody else who a Lakers after that.
But see, the thing is, like, you know, that's just like Kobe and Mike. So you gonna put Kobe over Mike?
Yeah.
You can't do that.
You can't,
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm sitting there and I'm building my team off of positions.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Only one you probably can sit there is that center spot.
Yeah,
you can swap.
Yeah, you can swap a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of that.
Yeah,
but a lot of people don't talk about Wilt enough because Wilt changed the game.
Did he?
He changed a lot. I mean,
made
like
the lane expand.
Yeah, and, I mean, you know, like he changed the game a lot. They had to put a lot of rules in there because of him.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying?
Well, it was the reason goaltending was because of him.
Right. He was smacking.
He threw it to the third row,
bro, and he didn't come out the game.
Yeah,
he didn't come out. Bro,
that's what a lot of people don't understand. The athlete Wilt was. Wilt was a freak.
Yeah, he was a freak.
To be that tall, like, freak. Like he ran high jump. He ran track and high jump in school.
Bro, like, dude.
Long jump, broad jump.
Hey, you doing everything, bro. I seen the stat last night. It took Wilt 400 plus games to get 17,000 points. And they put him next to Steph Curry, and it took Curry 700 games to get 17. I was like, bro, do you know how much scoring you have to do to get 17,000 points in 400 plus games, bro?
50 every game.
Bro, I was like, bro, Wilt was something different, bro. Like, seriously, man. So, next question. Can you give me some of the best shooters of all time? Do you have a top 5? Because me and MJ, we talked about this on the other show.
Shooters?
Yeah, when we did Shooters, the All-Star Weekend recap, if you didn't listen to that episode. When we said, we had the Splash Bros, we had Ray Allen, had Reggie Miller.
Yeah, those guys are definitely good too. Man. Shoot, man, that 3 ball, man.
Ooh, it's a lot of them shooting them at a high clip, man.
Gosh, man.
At a high clip.
Asia.
Yeah,
Stojakovic is like that too, bro.
Yeah, he was good too. Dallas Shrimp was good.
Yeah, Dallas Shrimp.
You know,
that's a sleeper right there.
Yeah, he can shoot them. Hersey Hawkins played with the Supersonic.
Yeah, him and Nate McMillan.
Yeah, because I mean he was a 3-point specialist. You know, like you definitely got to have Curry in there.
Yeah, you got to, man.
You know, I'm gonna even throw his dad in there because his dad was.
Hey, the OG
he had to get it from somewhere.
Yeah,
OG Curry. He started this barbecue.
Exactly. I ain't lying.
Yeah, him, and then you know, I got Ray in there.
Yeah,
because Ray can shoot that thing too.
Got to go Sugar Ray.
Oh man, I mean he
transformed. He transformed this game. Like, when he first came in the league, you know,
Milwaukee Bucks.
He could shoot, but he was really getting to the cup, and he was dunking on you. Yeah, like he called T-Mac slipping.
Man.
He called T-Mac slipping bad.
He done turned into 3-point rate.
3-point rate and cashing out.
Man, yeah.
Yeah, he was good too. You know, but. Man, it done changed a lot. I thought Larry, you know, of course, Larry in my top 5.
Yeah, Larry.
Because Larry can really shoot that basketball.
Look, he shot it from back here.
I
never understood you shoot the ball from behind your head
Cash.
cash out. But then I really 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah.
So you really ain't gonna block it.
You really ain't gonna block that.
You know, ain't too much you can do with it. Ain't even talking noise to you, too. That's the worst part.
Talking a lot of trash.
And he the type of dude, the man that paved his whole driveway and cut his grass and then can't give you 40.
Wonder why they had a bad back.
Yeah, wonder why you had
Yeah, they cut your own grass, Larry. 6'9". You ain't supposed to be bending over that lawnmower like that.
Man,
You got money now. You can pay for somebody to do that.
Right.
Yeah, and then Clay gonna be my last one. Yeah, so that's a nice little unit, man, to shoot that tray ball, man.
For sure.
Hubert Davis was another one that could shoot that thing. He was in the 3-point contest a lot when I was coming up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, before we get out of here, man, I want to ask you something outside of basketball.
Yeah.
How long have you been married to your wife?
This is. She's probably gonna kill me.
Right? You know how they do. They remember the exact date. No.
This was our our third year. Yeah, this was our third year. Yeah. Okay. So this will be year 3. Yep.
That's good. So I want you to give the younger people, people that's in relationships, trying to pursue getting married.
2.0 we got.
They already called you the SIL. You already know what that means.
Wait a minute. Okay. Put all that out there.
Right.
But no, man, I'm happily, this is probably married man over here.
Yeah. But I mean, what are some of the keys to, a healthy, not only a marriage but a healthy relationship that you've been through, that you had to learn?
No, I had to grow up, man.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing. Like, when you're younger, you hanging out with your friends, man, and you just wilding.
Yeah.
And for me, man, I really had to grow up and really settle down. I did it backwards because we had the kids first.
Right.
But behind every great man is a strong woman, and that's so true because she does a lot, like when I'm not around, like she hold the household down. But then also too, man, she very supportive of everything that I do.
Right.
It's just about her making sure, like, she just want to make sure that I'm doing stuff the right way. Like, I did an interview yesterday with Watch Fox, and it aired last night, and she was all over me.
Right.
Critiquing you. Like, why are you talking like that?
Right.
So like, but that's good.
Yeah, you need that though. You need
because
somebody still,
I mean, she preparing me, for like what's gonna be next for us. Because even with the school stuff, with me finishing up. Like I told you earlier, if it don't sound right, do that over.
Yeah, right.
And I'm in season, and she don't care if it's after practice or after games. Like, we played like Newberry, and I got home like around 10:30.
Yeah.
She was like, "Yo, let's go. Bring the laptop. We in the bed, sitting up in the bed, and we got to get the schoolwork done."
Damn.
So she didn't want me to wait. Like, you ain't gonna be waiting later to do it.
Yeah,
let's get it done now. Let's get it done ahead of time, and in that way you don't have to sit there and worry about it. But I really, truly got a great mother, a great wife, man, and a great friend. Because when we do have good conversations, when she's not fussing at me,
you're right.
like everything is smooth. And even when she is fussing, a lot of my friends tell me that's married and been married for a long time. They say, "Yo, shut up and just take it."
Yeah.
And,
that's what we gotta do.
I was telling him too, bro. Sometimes you just gotta swallow that pill, bro. You just gotta eat it.
Yeah.
You just gotta eat it.
Well, I mean, look, man, I'm just listening, so some of the stuff I don't like to hear.
Yeah.
But if it's, like you say, it's part of growing up. So, you got to learn to listen to somebody.
Yeah, she wasn't like a real basketball fan. She wasn't like that.
Right.
The only reason she watched it because, of course, I coach it. So, last year we lost to Columbia High in a region. So my phone was on fire.
Yeah.
So she didn't even know about it. So when I got home that night, she was like, "Yo, go sleep on the couch." She said, "I don't have losers in here."
Wow.
Like that. Like, yo, she's like that. You know.
That's what I'm talking about, Miss Bethea.
Oh yeah. She cold.
That's cold right there. I ain't gonna.
Baby, you gonna put me out?
Yeah. So you know, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Now you really are.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like, yo, I can't wait to play this.
Right?
I said, all because I got to take this right here.
Yeah.
On the couch because y'all about to catch it.
Yeah. She called me a loser. She was like, yo.
That's what hurt the worst right there.
Yeah. I mean, that's how she was looking at me. Like when we lost the state championship this year, she wasn't like that. She was very like compassionate. You know what I'm saying? She was like, hey, look, shake it off. Let's go get it next year.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that's what you want. So, you know, like my advice is like, you know, make sure you get you a good woman, man. And you know, a lot of times, man, like people realize, you know, it's nothing out here.
Yeah.
You know, so true. you can try to be by yourself and try to be cool and stuff, but it's not like going home and you by yourself.
Yeah.
So I tell my kids, you know, my basketball kids, I tell them, I say, you know, like the people I'm doing this for, you know, my mother, my grandmother, you know, my family, but then I'm really doing it for my wife and my kids. So like, you know, I gotta make sure that I'm always on point and I'm doing what's right.
Right.
Because who got more to lose? We got more to lose.
Right. That's for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
To worry about.
You know, so like when I do go to Newcastle, you know, I'm not there long. You know, I'm speaking to my grandmother. I might see some friends and stuff. Yo, what up? Boom, and then I'm out. You know, because like I said, if you're around too long, trouble don't have a problem with finding you.
It'll find you quick, boy.
Yes, indeed.
It'll find you quick. All right, man. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a good one.
This is.
Yeah, I enjoyed
this one in the books.
I enjoyed this one, man. I hope this is not the only time you're gonna be on the show. You know, you can come back anytime you want to. Anytime you need to get something off your chest, you can use the Evolution Podcast. Please feel free. Just let me know.
Showing on all platforms, by the way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We nationwide now, man. So for the people out there listening, we thank you so much.
Thank
you so much. Yes, every single last one of you made it this far on the show. We appreciate you. From me, from Mr. Jenkins,
yes, sir,
to Mr. 3-time champion himself,
the legendary Coach Bethea.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Thanks for tuning in, and we out.
Peace,
man.